All right, all right. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Yahweh Shem Yeshua B'Katah. Ayar, did you already post it on the Facebook?
La.
Okay, let's post it on the Facebook for I can get that link and post it myself. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yeshua B'Katah. For those that are tuning in, technical difficulties over here in the West Coast. Of course, they don't want us to broadcast this. Probably not heavy material, but you know, this is the West Coast. Is Officer Kazakh Yard 5000. I'm here with the Yar out from Oregon. You know what I'm saying? In class today. Go ahead, Yar. Say what's up.
Hey, Shalom, how was your
Out from Oregon. You know what I'm saying? In class today. Go ahead, Yar. Say what's up. Okay, turn it down.
Constant.
Okay, Con, I can hear you. Okay, so let's try to post this on YouTube. On Facebook can watch it because we couldn't get on there. So let's try to get this up there for right now, real quick. You got that link? Oh, you on your phone, huh?
Constant, yeah. It's I shared it on Facebook already.
You shared it on Facebook? Okay, on which on yours?
Constant.
Okay, let me get to you real quick. So I can share it on mine too. Okay, perfect. Here we are. All right, all right. All right, so if you're on the Facebook, give me 1 second. Let's get back on here. Give us 1 second to water for bearing with us. We had some issues getting on, but now we're on and we're ready to go. All right, let's see if we're here. Give us 1 second here as we get started. Anyways, water everybody for jumping on. This is the ISUPK, La Pura Neta, every Monday, transmitting out here from occupied territory, northern Mexico. You know what I'm saying? As always, we're transmitting out here from the West Coast. This is La Pura Neta. This is for everybody out there, man. Para toda mi raza, para toda mi gente, para toda la raza latina, para todos los mexicanos, todos los chicanos, ¿verdad? Estamos aquí al pie del cañón, siempre con algo nuevo, siempre algo bíblico, siempre algo histórico para toda mi raza. Estamos aquí para traerles la verdad, ¿verdad? Lo que es la pura neta. Y hoy vamos a hablar del Día de los Muertos. Today we're going to talk about the Day of the Dead. In Mexico, it's known as Día de los Muertos, November 1st through probably November 5th. It's a whole week-long celebration in Mexico, celebrating the Day of the Dead. Now, you know, a lot of people talking about, well, it's not Halloween, it's the Day of the Dead. Talking about, well, our ancestors used to celebrate Day of the Dead. The Aztecs, the Mayans celebrated Day of the Dead. But in reality, the Day of the Dead is not an, how could I say, it's not an indigenous celebration. They did honor their dead, but they did not celebrate it the way we see the celebrations today. This is not part of our culture. This is not part of our customs. And let me get a picture out of here real quick. Bam, there we go. This is not part of what we of what our ancestors did. This is not part of what we know. This is a Catholic tradition. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with it, there comes a lot, because it's not only the making up of the face, putting on the faces and all this, and you know, celebrating you know, the dead, you know what I'm saying? It has a lot to do with heathen traditions, okay? It also has a lot to do with, man, Santeria. You know what I'm saying? Like you could consider this kind of like Santeria, you know, witchcraft. You know, the Haitians do this, you know. Let me get, we got La Hab in here too. Shalom Nab, y'all.
Shalom. There's an echo.
Yeah, hang on a second. We're gonna turn it down. Give us 1 second. Turning off your mic. You can talk and they can hear you through here. Okay, now we're good, right? All right. So the Day of the Dead, man, you could also consider it like what was I saying? Oh,
Witchcraft.
Like witchcraft. Yeah, absolutely, carnal. It's almost like witchcraft, because a lot of the things they do on the Day of the Dead, they also do in Santeria. You know, one of the things that relates to Santeria is los santeros. You know, in witchcraft, what they call white witchcraft, what they do is they put a picture of their loved one, and then they give it food. Le ponen que fruta, le ponen que comida, le ponen, you know, they get a table. And let me get to this picture real quick for you can understand what I'm talking about. You get this kind of action right here. They got bread here. They got candles. This is Santeria right here. Is it not, Ayar? Let them know.
Con. Yeah, this is most definitely some type of ritual, some type of black magic, white magic, brujeria, you know what I mean? Witchcraft, you know. In Spanish we call it brujeria, but this is probably a low level of that type of wickedness of witchcraft.
Right, right. And you know, man, too bad the brother from where is that? From Alaska or Canada, right?
Yeah.
Too bad he's not in right now because he would know a lot about this because he talks about a lot of this in his area, right? The French, what is that? The Antilles. They talk about this too. They talk about Santeria and Brujeria and how they have it there also up in their area. Y es por qué? Porque these traditions are Catholic traditions, and the Catholic Church is fucking Santeria. Oh, Salakia is Santeria, bro. It's the same thing. No, yeah, fucking Santeria.
Witchcraft,
That's what it is. It's
right?
witchcraft. Absolutely. It's a form of witchcraft. You know, when you're honoring the dead and doing all these things for the dead, you know, and honoring skeletons and, you know, dead people and trying to talk to them and things like that, bro, that's Santeria. Es la misma cosa, es Santeria, you know, and that's what they do in Mexico now. And once again, it's not because of the Aztecs or the Mexica or the Mayans. It's not because they did it, bro. It's because the Catholics bring this tradition to Mexico, and now we've been brainwashed, and we think that it's so Mexican tradition. But you're mistaken, man. This is not Mexican tradition. This is not indigenous Mexican tradition.
We think that
This
it's
is Catholic tradition right here. This is where it's coming from. Right, Ayar? You want to go ahead?
Concert.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Daniel.
Also, I want to say real quick, you know, what's also very popular in Mexico is, and it's just like the Catholic Church. It's called La Santa Muerte. La Santa
Ah,
Muerte has almost identical prayers, like a Padre Nuestro and all that. It's almost identical prayers. They just switch a few words around, but it's I think it's La Santa Muerte, which is also witchcraft, which is white magic, black magic, and just different levels. Kind of just goes from there. But it just ties in right into Catholic Church. The Christian Church is just another form of it.
Khan, you're absolutely right. And La Santa Muerte is very popular, and you know that they're gonna celebrate La Santa Muerte. You know, come this Dia de los Muertos. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. It's very man. La Santa Muerte is like a heavy what is it like a worship in Mexico right now? You
It's
know what I'm saying?
common concert. They have churches now. They have
Oh,
churches now. They have churches in now. You go into the same way as you do as a Catholic church. I don't know how it is in the United States, but when I was in Mexico, I was Catholic. I used to come in there kneeling my way in there. You know what I mean? So I don't know how it is here in the United States with the Catholic Church, but in Mexico, that's why I used to be doing it. And I noticed that the Santa Muerte is almost the same thing, but you give offerings. You know, you can come in there with as wicked as bringing in there with a joint or a blunt, some tequila, roses, food, water, candles. You basically go in there just give her thanks and you know let her know that you that you're supposed to be getting protected by her. You're like asking her to protect you, but there's
Khan.
nothing holy about la muerte. You know what I mean?
Khan, absolutely. And as you can see right here, these are the images that are real popular in not only in Mexico, but here in like in Cali, you see this a lot, carnal. You see like La Raza out here in Cali, they celebrate La Santa Muerte. This
right,
is like becoming a culture here in California.
right.
You know, it's becoming something big here for us. Like all la raza here, que la Santa Muerte, and it used to not be here. Carnal, I've been here for a long time. Yo he estado aquí mucho tiempo, and I never seen this Santa Muerte. You know what I mean? This is coming from Mexico, Catholic Church, and coming in. Now, see that Santa Muerte there? That's their image of the Virgin Mary. Isn't that same image?
Right.
That's that same image of the Virgin Mary. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is right there. And that's what you see out here. T-shirts and you know what the walls. You know what I'm saying? What else?
They go
Murals. You
they
know
go
what I'm
as
saying?
far as Salak, they go as far as getting it tattooed on them.
Oh, Khan, absolutely. You're right about that.
If I could,
Go ahead.
and I believe the cartels made that Santa Muerte like real popular, right? Correct if I'm wrong. I might be wrong in that, but I believe that's
Salak,
they're popular.
it's
If I'm
they didn't make it, but they made it popular.
right. They made it popular, and I believe with the whole breakdown of Santa Muerte is that um when you die, right? When you die, the Santa Muerte protects you, or
No,
something like that.
supposedly she protects you from getting killed.
Oh,
Right.
okay. There you go. There you go. It was something around there. Yeah.
Like your ass gonna get killed no matter what. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Good.
which,
Salak.
which is nonsense though, because I'll give you the floor right now, Malak man. Which is the Santa Muerte doesn't protect anybody from the cartel, because them cats is getting killed left and right. And not only are they getting killed, but they're getting chopped down and getting put in acid, getting hanged, and heads cut off. So that just goes to show you that there is no power in the Santa Muerte. Go ahead, Malak man.
Salak, sir, I was just gonna say real quick, like it's heavy that they'll believe cats will believe in the Santa Muerte instead of just not, you know what I mean? Instead of just simply just not doing that, you know what I mean? Not dealing in that lifestyle, not dealing drugs, not
Right.
plotting against brother, man. That's simple, you know what I mean? Salakia.
Khan, no, you're absolutely right. And the power, like we know, man, the power is really in the people. You don't need these images, you don't need these fake gods, you don't need these fake statues and this and that. But you know what happens is that it's not really Al Raza that's doing it, it's the belief that Al Raza is following that gets us there. And these are Catholic beliefs, man. This is like this image that you're looking at of La Santa Muerte is 100% Catholic.
Right.
¿A poco no? Esa es una imagen
100%.
católica, Fernand. That's a Catholic image right there. Because la Virgen María, or Guadalupe, or la Virgen de I don't know what, porque tanta virgen y todas llevan a lo mismo, La diferencia es this one's wearing black. And they make it like it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like they're making the thing, you know what I mean? They're making it the fucking thing, bro, to be like that. And the more they put up, the more people want to do. Like they come up with things like this,
Sir.
with the jewelry, you know what I'm saying? Con los diamantes, with everything, and people are pumped up, and they're like, yeah, and they get more and more into this. You got to understand that biblically, this is coming from a standpoint of heathens, of coming against the Lord. Porque how you believe in God, ¿verdad? Porque toda la raza mexicana, creemos en Dios, tu jefa, encoméndate a Dios, Jesús, and, and for those morenos, the blood of Christ, the blood of Jesus. And yet, both black and Hispanics, man, we run after, what is that? Images and statues, and we're just deceived. And we're deceived because of the Christian and Catholic Church. And they lead us to celebrate days like El Dia de los Muertos. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this too. The general brought out on the Thursday scripture breakdown class. General Hyman was talking about the crystals, right? And how people make money off the crystals. But they tell you that this crystal right here is gonna like protect you from this and protect you from that. And it's the same thing with the Santa Muerte. They're telling you that it's gonna protect you from death.
Right.
So how much money do you think people are making off of these little statues? So if you have a store, right, and you're selling all these Santa Muertes, the Virgin Mary, Virgen Guadalupe, you're making some money. You're making money off of Hispanics. So all it is at the end of the day, just a hustle.
It's just a hustle.
They're just hustling you. I bet you if you go to Mexico, you're gonna find thousands of those little idols. And some cat, whoever's selling those idols, is gonna give you a whole rundown of what this idol is gonna do for you.
Right.
You're gonna get killed, chopped up. And they're gonna take your money and you're gonna be left with nothing.
Sir, if I could, I went to a Mexican meat market out here. It's right across the street. I went over there and they have they have a food section, they got a jewelry section, they got a meat market section. And when I went to the jewelry section, they got all kinds of Santa Muertes jewelry. So it's getting real popular. Like the other one said, man, this stuff is selling. You know what I mean? Just like if you, in the Catholic Church in Mexico, there's like a back section where they have all kinds of stuff. You know, you cut your hair, or you promise these saints something to, if the miracle happens, you owe that saint something, and so it sells. You know what I mean? It sells. It's getting really popular to the music, to the movies. I mean, this stuff is going crazy, but there's no power behind these idols too.
Con, absolutely. There's no, how could I say, there's no life in these. And if we can get some precepts on it, you know, on the whole thing of the statues not having life, not having eyes, not having ears. Go ahead, Lahab.
I got you right here. Look, this is Exodus 20:2. I'll go to 20. Yeah, 22. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
So, now hang on. I want Lahab to give me, what is that precept, Lahab?
The one I just called right now?
Yeah. The one you just called.
Exodus 20:2 down to 4.
Okay, give me a second. Give me 1 second. Ayar, you were gonna say something real quick?
No, La.
Okay. So first of all, you know, this what Lahab is talking about is in the Bible, and it's all over. When you go to any Mexican community, like Ayar was saying, whenever you go to a Mexican community, this is what you're gonna see in our stores, in our markets, in places like that. This is what you run into right here. Let me bring it up real quick, because I know we're having a little issue. There you go. This is what you run into. This is what's sold at these places. And Malagma, do me a favor, find this precept in Spanish. What is it?
Exodus 20:2 down to verse 5.
Éxodo 20:2. We're gonna go with Éxodo 20:2, because you know I want my Hispanic brothers and sisters, mi raza latina, mi gente mexicana, to also understand que si tú lees la Biblia, pues nosotros también leemos la Biblia. La diferencia es que nosotros estamos practicando lo que la Biblia nos dice, lo que nos han enseñado aquí en esta escuela israelita de conocimiento práctico universal. Y fíjense en cómo se llama nuestra escuela. La escuela tiene de nombre la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Conocimiento significando tener entendimiento de algo. Y dice universal. The word Catholic means universal. Entonces nosotros tenemos entendimiento que ellos. What was that? What was that?
No, Salakia, sir. I said no. I didn't know that. That's what it meant.
Oh yeah. La palabra católica es universal. Catholic means like universal. Es lo que significa su iglesia. Y esto es lo que te enseña tu iglesia católica. This is what your Catholic Church teaches you right here. This that you're looking at, these are the images that they sell to you. Si vas a Tijuana, they're selling you this. Yeah. Si vas, I'm here in East, I'm here in LA, East LA, Boyle Heights area. Si vas al Mercadito, this is all you see in el Mercadito del Este de Los Angeles. If you go to any Mexican community, y hay, you know, where there is stores that sell, you know, religious items, this is the hottest selling items out there.
If I could just add to it, you know, we paint walls of these idols. Like you go to East LA or Boyle Heights, you're gonna find like a whole wall of these idols and images of the Virgin Mary or the Virgin of Guadalupe.
Right. Is that precept that you read to me the one that says that they made images of stone, graven stone? There's one precept that talks about that. But let's go to Malagma real quick. Malagma, do you have that? Okay. Entonces, okay, so entonces lo que estamos viendo que estas imágenes, these images, es lo que te están vendiendo donde quiera. Eso es lo que te venden. Te están vendiendo ignorancia. Te están vendiendo tu pérdida. ¿verdad? Si Dios te dice no hagas cierta cosa y tú lo estás haciendo, es porque tú estás perdido. Hey, nuestra raza ya está bien perdida. En México, la raza está bien perdida, mi compa. And we need to wake up. Necesitamos regresar a lo que es la verdad. ¿Por qué estamos como estamos en México? Pues porque estamos bien perdidos. A lo mejor, si en verdad queremos a Dios, si en verdad queremos a Cristo, si en verdad queremos a nuestras familias, pues vamos acercándonos a Dios un poquito más y leer la Biblia tal y como debe de ser, a ver si así empezamos a agarrar un poquito más de entendimiento y tenemos más compasión con nuestros propios hermanos, ¿verdad? La raza mexicana. En vez de estarnos matando uno a otro, vamos a leer un poquito más de la Biblia y quizás tengamos un poquito más entendimiento. Obviamente la Iglesia Católica y la Iglesia Cristiana no han hecho nada por nuestros países, ni aquí, yo que estoy en los Estados Unidos, ni allá, mi familia que está en México. Go ahead, Malakma, vamos a leerlo en español, nomás para agarrar un poquito de entendimiento, para que sepan que es la pura neta. Go ahead.
Come on, Slicer, you said Exodus 20:2, right?
Yeah.
Come on, el libro de Éxodo, capítulo 20, verso 2. Yo soy Yahweh, tu Dios, que te saqué de la tierra de Egipto, de casa de servidumbre. No tendrás dioses ajenos delante de mí.
Fíjate lo que dice. Este es tu Dios, ¿verdad? Estás hablando de la Biblia. Todos sabemos que la Biblia contiene nuestro Dios que queremos, amamos y seguimos. Y Él te está diciendo que, ¿qué dice la palabra? Certidumbre.
Servidumbre.
Eso es haber sido esclavo. Eso es lo que es. Eras esclavo. Él te sacó de ser esclavo. Coge, Malama, sigue.
No te harás imagen ni ninguna semejanza de cosa que esté arriba en el cielo ni abajo en la tierra.
Dice que no te harás imágenes que estén arriba en el cielo ni abajo en la tierra. Mira, bien directo está diciendo Dios el Todopoderoso que nosotros no deberíamos de ser imágenes. Y lo primero que hacemos es eso, ser imágenes. Luego, lo primero que va uno es hacer una imagen. Esto que estás viendo aquí, estas son imágenes. Y estas son imágenes de cosas que están en el cielo, porque según ellos son santos, ¿no? Estás viendo allí los santos, es un santo, eso es lo que está en el cielo. Y luego dice lo que está aquí bajo la tierra, ¿no? ¿Acaso no dice así, Malakma? Ni lo que está abajo de la tierra. Y aquí está, ¿qué está abajo de la tierra? Las calaveras. Right? What's underneath? The dead. Debajo de la tierra, underneath the dead. Y lo primero que vaya a hacer la raza, hacerse imágenes de lo que está en el cielo y lo que está en la tierra. Qué bien supo Dios lo que íbamos a hacer nosotros y cómo íbamos a perder. Y aquí es como estamos perdiendo, porque lo primero que te dicen es lo primero que haces. Hey, I don't know about you guys. Whose phone is? Who's got that on?
Salaki, that's me, sir. Yeah, I just having technical difficulties on my end. Salaki.
Look, okay, Con. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up with my brothers and my sisters and stuff, and you know, my pops used to say this. He used to tell us, man, the first thing I tell you not to do is the first goddamn thing you guys do. That was the first thing that my pops did. Man, I used to whoop our ass because man, I told you not to do that, and that's the first goddamn thing you went and did. But let me tell you something, we're the same way. La raza mexicana, lo primero que te dijo tu jefe, hey, ¿sabes qué? No vayas a llegar tarde. Es lo primero que hiciste, ¿no? Pues voy a llegar tarde. Te dijo, no vayas a fumar marihuana. Lo primero que hiciste es ir a fumar marihuana. No vayas a tomar. Lo primero que hiciste es tomar. Parece que todo lo que te dicen que no hagas es lo primero que hace la pinche raza. ¿A poco no? The first thing they tell you not to do is the first thing that you do. The first thing that we do. And this is what's happening with us here. Eso es lo que nos está pasando a nosotros, la raza mexicana. Lo primero que nos dijo nuestro Dios no hagas es lo primero que vamos y hacemos. Lo primerito que hacemos. There is no stop sign for us. We go straight out and do it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Into it. But who's at fault is the Catholic priest. Because imagine this. Imagine they have the Bible. They're the ones teaching the Bible. And that's in Exodus. That's in the law. So I'm sure they saw that verse. They saw that they're familiar with those verses, right? So how is it that them knowing these verses, knowing these scriptures, how are they still getting idols, making images, not just one image? You go to the Catholic Church, it's hundreds of idols, right?
Right.
They're the ones presenting this to the people. You know, of course we're at fault, but they're the main ones at fault because they're the ones that are supposed to be the shepherds, the leaders. When it comes to the Bible, they're supposed to teach you the Bible and show it to you, but they're leading you astray. So the Catholic priest, the Pope, you know, your religious leaders are the ones who are the main ones at fault. You know, and the thing that the scripture says that our blood is in their hands.
Right.
You get our blood in their hands. You can't play with the Lord. You know what I mean? The Lord is going to hold them accountable because they present themselves as religious people. They present themselves as people, as men who follow God. And they're the ones leading our people astray. You understand? Because they should be the first ones to be like, hey, what the hell? Like, what's up with all these idols? Like, just throw them out. Throw all the idols, throw out the cross, throw out the, you know, everything. They should clean out the church completely.
Right.
Rather than cleaning it out, they're filling the church with idols. You get the point? So they're the main ones at fault.
So, like, sir, if I could,
Go ahead.
If I could, it just comes to show that a lot of this is because a lot of these priests, right, and pastors do not understand the Bible, right? A lot of these, you know, religious spiritual leaders think that, you know, to believe in God is simply just that. Just say you believe in God. A lot of these Christian pastors, right, think that to follow Christ literally just means you just say you follow Christ. None of them understand that belief and faith is an action, and that following Christ is an action. You know what I mean? And it's the way you carry yourself. It's the way, you know, like they don't even understand that love is an action. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the problem with these leaders that we got today. They don't know nothing about being a leader. They don't know nothing about righteousness. All they know is, you know, their own egos, bigging themselves up and getting paid, you know, caring about that money. So, you know, that's and then what the Bible said. The Bible says whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning, right? And that there's nothing new under the sun. So this corruption with our spiritual leaders, this is something that's always been going on, as y'all just brought out right now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so like, I'll get the floor back, sir.
I mean, if I could, like I was saying before, like, man, I can't even go grocery shopping in peace. You know what I mean? Like they're like literally just putting it out there, but it's just, you know what I mean? Just ridiculous. I can even go grocery shopping in peace without seeing this Catholic church or this Santa Muerte, witchcraft, brujeria. It's everywhere. It's real heavy in the Mexican culture.
Con, absolutely. And let me tell you something, that people think that they're worshiping, la raza piensa que están orando o sirviendo a un Dios, lo que de veras están haciendo es sirviendo a la santería. Están sirviendo quiero decir, que Satanás, ¿no? Vamos a decir, por supuesto, Satanás, pero hasta Satanás sabe quién es Dios, ¿verdad? Satanás tiene una buena idea quién es Dios. Él sirve a Dios. Nosotros no sabemos ni quién es Satanás ni quién es Dios. Estamos bien perdidos. Nosotros servimos a los hombres, hablando de la raza mexicana que quiere ser católica. People who want to be Catholics, and they think that they're serving God, but they're really serving Satan. And Satan serves God, and he knows who God is. It's people who don't know who God is, because people want to worship these things that the Catholic Church is putting forward. So you're not even worshiping like Satan. You're worshiping, man, the Catholic Church's point of view, or what the Catholic Church has. Because I'm pretty sure Satan doesn't have that stuff. He's like, he doesn't care. He knows who God is. You know what I'm saying? But when you see what the Catholic Church has, I think that's even worse. I'm trying to bring an image right now because, like I said, this is what they have you worshiping. This right here is the Catholic Church. Esta es lo que la Iglesia Católica tiene. You got that precept?
I got one. I got Habakkuk 2 and 18.
Okay.
What profited the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusted therein, to make dumb idols? Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
Wow, man, that is to the point of what the Catholic Church has created for Mexican people to worship. Because, if you look at Mexican people, we love to wear those gold crosses.
Right.
We love to wear those crosses with all those images. We make these images, and what are they? Dumb. What did you say they were?
Dumb stone.
Dumb stone. That's what they are. They have nothing to them, and yet you go to these Mexican places, and this image that I'm about to put up is what you see. What is that precept?
Habakkuk 2, 18 and 19.
Habakkuk 2,
18
through
19.
Okay. Give me a second because I want to bring it out in Spanish, but I didn't see Lakmo there. Okay, aquí estamos. So this right here, this image, did it come up? Oh, there it is. This is the images that we see right there. These are the dumb images. The what?
Dumb stone.
The dumb stone. What else?
Dumb stone. Oh, we want to read from the top?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What profited the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and a teacher of lies, that the
So like y'all don't want. So not to cut y'all off, I'm having technical difficulties with my laptop. I'm gonna hop back out and hop back in.
Okay, no sweat. Go ahead.
That the maker of his work trusted therein, to make dumb idols. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
Man, that's heavy because you know what? That's exactly what we see in Mexico. We see people who make these images and expect them to do something for them. Cuando miramos la Santa Muerte, they want them to do something for them. La gente cree en la Santa Muerte, la gente cree en los imágenes, en estas estatuas, en estos monos, que es según una virgen y Santo Niño de Antoche. People put these images in their cars. Brother, I'm telling you, man, you don't know Mexicans, right? Mexicans drive around with these images inside their cars, man, because they think they're gonna save them from something. From what? Who knows, man, what they're gonna save from, because they're still gonna get into the damn accident. You know what I'm saying? They're still gonna find themselves in the same problem as they've always been. You know what I'm saying? Pero la gente piensa que estas imágenes van a salvarlos, y es una mentira. You know what I mean? Eso no le va a ayudar a nadie. And I'm going to read it in Spanish because I know Malagma está teniendo unos poquitos problemas, pero ahorita mismo buscamos esto para sacarle en español. Quiero darlo en español, ¿verdad? Give me 1 second. Aquí la tengo ahorita. Y no la que buscaba, pero con esta lo vamos a hacer. Este es para dártelo en español, ¿verdad? El libro de Habacuc, la Reina Valera. ¿De qué sirve la escultura que esculpió el que la hizo. Fíjate lo que te dice la Biblia. ¿De qué sirve la escultura que esculpió el que la hizo? In English, it's telling you what value is an idol carved by a craftsman. Imagine what a craftsman is someone who does like detailed engraving, detailed, you know, to the point, painting, making the image look good. Es una persona que está haciendo una escultura, ¿verdad? Cuando tú vas a un museo, estás viendo estos estatuas que un escultor lo hizo, ¿verdad? Sigue diciendo la estatua de fundación que enseña mentira. So, man, perfectly said, ¿verdad? La Biblia bien te lo dice. La Iglesia Católica es una casa de mentiras, porque te estás haciendo una estatua que se hizo con la fundación para mentirte a ti. Eso es lo que es. They made this image to lie to you. The Catholic Church made the image of the Virgin Mary, made the image of this Jesus, made this image of la Santa Muerte, made this image of Santo Niño de Antoche, and all these images strictly to lie to you. Enseña mentira, tells you a lie, para que haciendo imágenes mudas confíe el lesador en su obra. That means, man, they're making these images that have, you know, how can it say, cannot speak. For the one who makes it, trust in his own creation. Esta gente cree en sus propias sus propias esculturas, y estos ídolos no pueden ni hablar. These idols cannot even speak. O sea, ¿qué le pides? What are you asking of it? Este no te va a contestar. That statue, your kitchen, la cocina de tu madre, que tiene 100 niños de Antoche, Santo Niño de esto y San Martín de quién sabe qué, y todas estas imágenes que están en la cocina de tu mamá, lo único que van a hacer es quemar la cocina. Cuando esa vela se encienda y se redita y cause que toda tu casa se queme, ¿verdad? Porque es para lo que sirven. Dice, hay de aquel que dice al palo, despiértate, y la piedra muda, levántate. ¿Podrá él enseñar? He aquí, está cubierto de oro y de plata, y no hay espíritu dentro de él. Man, well said, bien dicho. Nosotros queremos traer las cadenas de oro, queremos traer las medallas, las esclavas de Cristo, queremos tener nuestra casa adornada. Entre más oro tenga el estatua, parece que más valor tiene. ¿Piensas tú que entre más oro tenga la cadena, más estás salvado? ¿O piensas tú que entre más diamantes tenga tu cadena, más cree Dios en salvarte a ti? Esa es la mentira que la Iglesia Católica te ha enseñado. Entre más, tú piensas que entre más bonito esté la estatua, más grande esté, más cuidado vas a tener tú, más Dios te va a ayudar, más te vas a ir al cielo. Esa cadena y esa estatua y ese mono y ese palo y esa cadena que tú tienes, esos diamantes, se van a ir al infierno y al panteón contigo, y te va a seguir la Santa Muerte como acompañamiento. Go ahead, Ayar. You can cut in at any time you want.
No, sir. No, I have a scripture that I want to put out. It's I think it's like a precept. Romans 10:2-4.
Go ahead.
For I bear them record that they have zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. You know what I mean? So we're very zealous people, man. Like I don't, Mexicans, man, we go, and this goes all the way down to the gangs. You know, gangs, I mean, they have the Virgin Mary, they got Jesus Christ, they go all out with this religion, man. It's all on our cars, it's all on our homes, it's all on our tattoo on our bodies, it's all through the gang culture. We're so zealous, but not according to knowledge. You know what I mean? Like we have the zeal, but not according to the scriptures. You know what I mean? So,
mira, yo estaba diciendo, ¿verdad? Lo que dice Ayar es muy cierto. Tenemos el espíritu de amar a Dios. Tenemos nosotros la lumbre de creer en un Dios y creer, pero aunque creemos en Él, no llegamos cerquitas a amarlo. ¿Por qué? Porque nosotros ya hemos sido perdidos. No, nosotros no nos perdimos, nos hicieron que nos perdiéramos. la Iglesia Católica y todas sus ideales y sus creencias y sus tradiciones han causado que nosotros nos pierdamos. Eso es lo que nos ha perdido a nosotros. Por eso México está como está. Desde que llegaron ellos, nosotros nos perdimos como una raza. La Iglesia Católica y la santería es lo mismo. Mira, te voy a enseñar aquí lo que es ¿dónde encuentras tú la diferencia? Mira aquí, Aquí lo que estás viendo es la celebración del Día de los Muertos. Aquí estás viendo la celebración del Día de los Muertos. Aquí tienes comida, ¿verdad? Un pedazo de pan, le ponen flores, le ponen velas, le ponen calaveras, ¿verdad? Aquí estás viendo tú un adorno de una mesa de lo que se llama el Día de los Muertos. What you're seeing here is a table prepared for the Day of the Dead. And for the brothers out there who are tuning in, the Day of the Dead starts November 1st to the 5th in Mexico. It's their way of celebrating the dead. People don't see it as wrong, correct? They think, oh no, it's all good. It's all good. You know, what are we doing? What is this? Give me the Lahab. Give me what is that one? Give me 1 second. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 15. Entonces, déjenles voy a decir. Lo que estás viendo aquí, el Día de los Muertos, what you're seeing here, Day of the Dead, is the celebration of honoring the dead in Mexico. It's a Catholic tradition. And what they're doing here is they're putting out this food. You got bread, you got these skeletons here, you got these candles, you got these flowers, you got these decorations. They're celebrating their dead. That's what they're doing. This is what this image is all about. This is a typical table. Let me see if I have another one. A typical table for celebrating the Day of the Dead. Mexico, it's famous. Here's another one. This is celebrating the Day of the Dead. They got the flowers. They got the candles. They got a picture of their dead loved one right there. This is someone who died, right? And they put a table out. You see the food they put here. You see the skull there. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're doing in celebration of a loved one who died and passed away. And what Mexicans do as a Catholic tradition is they honor this person for as long as they can. For a whole week, they honor this person as a celebration of whoever it was that passed away. You know what I'm saying? But let me show you something else. Here's another one before I go. Here's another one. I'm going to compare it to something else. And then we're going to go into a precept. Okay, here's another one. There's another table prepared for the Day of the Dead. Let me bring it up real quick. And here you see they got the Virgin Mary. Down here at the bottom, as you can see, they got the pictures of whoever it may be that passed away. They got flowers, they got candles, and they got some food here on this table here. You got the Virgin Mary right there. If you can see where I'm pointing, the Virgin Mary, La Virgen, another dead loved one, another dead loved one, another dead loved one, candles, flowers. This is a table prepared for the Day of the Dead. Now, let me show you. This table here is a table of Santeria. That's what this is. This is Santeria right here. This is witchcraft from the Cuban islands, from Haiti, from Santo Domingo, from where else? República Dominicana, Cuba, Puerto Rico, because this is all over the place. What you see here is what do we have here? We got La Santa Muerte, right? We got some saints here, a Roman saint. You got you can see the angel there. Who's that? Michael, supposedly, the angel Michael. You know what I'm saying? This is a table prepared for Santeria. That's what this table is. This is a Santero table. This is what Santeria does in preparation for their I don't know, making a spell or conjuring a spirit or talking to somebody. I'm going to show you another image of Santeria. This is identical to Dia de los Muertos. There is no difference. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing the same thing in both Santeria and Dia de los Muertos. Here's another image. You got statues, right? You see that? You got a candle, you got water, whatever that is, I think they do like rum, and they spit it out when they do their rituals. You know what I'm saying? And this is Santeria. This is what they bring in from the islands, their beliefs, and it is a Catholic belief. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is. This is a Catholic belief of Santeria, and it's no different than when you look at the Dia de los Muertos. So when you, and here is an image of their what is it, like their saint that they follow when you talk about Santeria. And let me see if you recognize in Spanish or from Mexicans who this Santeria is, because it's very simple. It's a dead giveaway. What you're really looking at is who? La Santa Muerte, because that's what that is. And that's a Santeria. That's Santeria right there. That's not Dia de los Muertos. If I was to put a Dia de los Muertos in Santeria and I wouldn't tell you, you would not know what the difference is. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. If the Santeros, they also put food, right, for their dead ones, or when they're gonna do their ritual, they put food out. They put food out on the table because that's what they're gonna, give whoever it is that they're honoring. Go ahead, Ayar.
Concert. Another religion which is almost identical, just like I said, just a different level of witchcraft, is voodoo. Voodoo is very, very popular in Mexico. I mean, it's real deep. I think like once you start dealing with Santa Muerte and you start like learning a little bit more and more, you get into voodoo eventually. You know what I mean? And voodoo, West African culture is real deep in Mexico. You know what I mean? And the one part that they do embrace is that voodoo culture. And that's also very heavily being brought in the cartel world. Like a lot of cartel people, they're super deep into voodoo, which is West African culture. So they say.
Right.
So like sir, I'm back.
Okay, come, Malagma. Go ahead, Malagma. You can jump in, man. We haven't heard from you, so go ahead and jump in.
Nah, that's heavy what y'all bringing now. You know what I mean? Salaki, my question is that the same thing as what these sisters like to do nowadays, man? They like to do what's called brujeria. Is that the same thing as the voodoo?
Sir, like you can't leave nothing like people that believe in that type of stuff. You can't leave tu cachucha, tu camiseta, or your sock or whatever, because they'll use that as some type of witchcraft, right? And they're trying to use it against you. You know what I mean? So it just like it's just wickedness, man. Like there's this one scripture, the one we were reading just a second ago. I think it's Exodus chapter 20 verses 2. So I am the Lord thy God, which have brought. Hold on, is that the one I'm trying to get? No, it's Salaki. It's verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. You know what I mean? We're so quick to worship all these other entities, these other false idols, but the Lord is telling you, man, there ain't no God besides me.
Right.
Khan, you're right about that. And let me tell you something. People don't understand that, when you're looking at this witchcraft, this Santeria, like Ayar was saying, Malagma was saying, and then, the reality is that, like I know firsthand, I got some in-laws that they're talking about, oh, no, pues sabes que le hicieron brujería, they did some witchcraft on her. How'd they do that? They took a piece of her hair. What the, I'm like, bro, I went and took a bath, let some hair there, and now all of a sudden, and then they tell you, in Mexico is real famous that you start having, I got a ticket. This is me from work, right? From work. I got my boy Marky. And Marky, I go, Marky, what happened? Oh, no, well, Jeff told me I should go get una limpia, a cleaning, they call it, where they get this thing and they do, what did General Mahaiman said,
the sage.
What is that? The sage, the cooking sage. But they said, he does the sage with the smoke, to clean me and, this and that. I said, Marky, from what? He goes, because I got a traffic ticket, bro. I was drunk driving. I crashed my car. You know what I mean? And he was like, man, he went on. I said, Marky, you don't need a cleaning, bro. You need to stop drinking, my nigga. You need to slow down. You know what I'm saying? You need to watch the way you drive. You don't need a cleaning, bro. You just need to be more careful. But in Mexico, man, they think that all this bad luck is coming from someone doing something to you. I have a better idea. Stop getting drunk. You know, stop drinking so much.
Right.
Stop, you know, take care of yourself.
Responsible.
Exactly. It's not that you're cursed, is that you're irresponsible. That's really what it is.
I was gonna add this too. Like a lot of sisters in the world be into those crystals. You know, touch back on those crystals, right? Because they believe that the crystals bring a good energy.
Right. The chakras.
Right.
Pushing away the bad vibes. But at the same time, this sister is talking about crystals and pushing away bad vibes is the same one getting abortions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's funny to me, you know, because I've seen like 1,000 posts where these sisters are believing crystals, but these are the same ones when that whole abortion thing was going on.
Right.
All of them were pro-abortion.
Right.
You know, so that also show you that crystal doesn't show you morality.
Right.
You know, so how you gonna believe in a crystal but not believe in saving the baby? You know, taking care of that baby that's coming out of your stomach. You know. So I just want to touch on.
Hey, Miriam made a good point. Miriam out of what is that, Texas? She says that he says they can't feed the poor people, but they sure do feed the dead.
Oh, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Good point, Miriam. She says that, man, they can't feed the poor people, but they can sure the hell feed the dead. They're putting food out there for the dead and stuff like that. But they and just because she said that, this is what you're talking. This is what she's talking about right here. Let me bring up this picture right here because she obviously knows where we're at with this. This, you know, the candle. You see the candle there, and the bread. They put bread out for the dead.
Right.
Like if the dead are gonna come and eat this stuff, you know what I mean?
Look, that's some good bread right there.
I need that for my coffee, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like dead, man. I need that for my coffee, bro. You know, like that's some good conchitas right there. And here it is. You know, here's, you know, like she's got, and that's her son right there. You can tell that, you know, he's got. You know, oh, my son, you know, he wasn't even a gangbanger. You know, he was good. He was a good kid. But, you know, that's not going to bring him back. No candles that you put there, no food that you put out, no flowers that you put out. Nothing's going to bring this person back. And you know, the reason why they do that is because they lack the understanding of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because if they knew the Bible, they would know that this person in that picture, his spirit's gonna come back in one of his kids, in one of her this woman here, man. That man is coming back in your grandchild, in your grandson, in your daughter's in your daughter's child, in your son's child. You know, or maybe she'll have another baby. It'll come back then. But you know, the kids come back and they mistreat them. They're homeless. You know what I'm saying? They're on drugs. They don't take care of them. They're taken in the goddamn Catholic Church and starting the whole circle all over again. You know what I'm saying?
One, if I could. Also, I also heard that you know, sometimes in this brujeria they say that when these dead ones, they're stuck between heaven and hell. So they're, you know what I mean? So they're in the oldest roaming around. So with this brujeria, it gives you a chance to communicate with them, to guide these dead spirits, because they're stuck between heaven and hell. So they're just kind of roaming around, you know what I mean? So they use the brujeria to somewhat, you know, communicate with them, you know. And also with these crystals that Laha was talking about, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't know, but they also use these crystals as a tool of witchcraft. They say certain crystals they use for brujeria, you know what I mean? But ain't no crystal gonna protect you. Ain't no crystal gonna give you power. You know what I mean? What it is going to give you power is the scriptures right here, the Most High. These crystals ain't going to lead you to the good path or good positive spirits or any of that. You know what I mean? It all comes down to the Significa. It all comes down to the scripture, man.
So like, if I could, you know, I'm gonna say this, sir. Like, you know what it is this: a crystal won't tell you to stop being a hoe. A crystal won't tell you that it's wrong to get that abortion. A crystal won't tell you that, you know, you should serve your husband as your Lord. You know what I mean? That you should love that man and stick by that man. That's what you know what I mean. Crystal ain't gonna tell you that's wrong to be a lesbian.
Right.
So that's why these sisters rather believe in the crystals, rather believe in the sage. It's not gonna tell you that's wrong to get high. So that they know that it's not protecting them from anything. You know what I mean? But in their heads, they gotta justify. You know what I mean? The wrong that they're doing. So, and this crystal isn't gonna tell me anything. But I know if I that the Lord says it's a sin for me to do this. I know that the Bible says it's wrong for me to do this. So you know what? I'd rather believe in this crystal than believe in the Bible. Because really what it is that crystal is how do you say it's a self-projection. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing with idolatry. Like the idolatry really is a worshiping of yourself. Because that false God isn't going to tell you that, that it's wrong to do that certain lust that you want to fulfill. Also,
like in reality, these crystals and stones are really just minerals of the ground. You know what I mean? Just like silver, just like gold. You know what I mean? These are just minerals. These are just gemstones that coming off the ground that we're just digging up. There's no power behind them. You know what I mean? There's no protection. You know what I mean? Gold ain't gonna protect you from a bullet. You know what I mean? Silver ain't gonna protect you from the Most High killing your ass. You know what I mean? So again, the root power, the root protection is these scriptures, man. If you really want to know these scriptures, you got to come into the IGBK. It's a lot.
I was gonna add real quick, just the minute the crystals start telling the sisters to stop being hoes, all the sisters are gonna throw out the crystals.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. They're misogynistic
anymore.
Right.
Con, absolutely. Lahab's right. As soon as they start telling you, as soon as the crystals tells you stop eating pork, stop being a hoe, stop doing this, they're gonna be like, oh no, I ain't trying to get this crystal. Hey, this crystal doesn't work.
Right.
They're gonna be like, this crystal has a problem.
This is the wrong one.
Yeah, this is the wrong crystal. I wasn't looking for this one.
As soon as I start telling who the oppressor is, you're throwing that shit away.
Right. So like if I could, the crystal is exhibiting toxic masculinity. Machismo.
Right. Ándale. Este cristal es machismo. No la quiero ya. Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what happens is that you're coming around a time when we're gonna see, and we're gonna bring out the precept right now. I'm trying to get it in Spanish now. We're gonna bring out the precept right now. We're coming around in a time where we're gonna. Am I frozen yet?
No, you're good.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. I don't know what's going on my computer right now. It's tripping.
No, you're good. You're just kind of lagging a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's lagging.
It's those crystals are the one.
It's those crystals, man. They're throwing them out. But we're coming around right now in the time when these are the kind of images that we're going to see in front of everybody's house. Esto es lo que se va a ver, que es los Reyes Magos, right? The little baby Jesus blood, and the Mary and the donkey. You know what I'm saying? Because tis the season to worship idols, right? Because that's the time that's coming around. Tis the season to worship idols. Because that's what's coming around right now. And these images, man, once again, this is the Catholic Church that has put this on us. You know what I mean? We're how could you say, we're infested with the venom of the Catholic Church. Lo que pasa es que la Iglesia Católica es la que nos ha hecho esto. Ellos son los que nos han destruido. Ellos son los que han puesto esto en nuestras mentes entre todas nuestras generaciones, y ha sido tradiciones que nos han hecho seguir a nosotros. Well, what is that precept? The rudiments of and traditions of men, but we'll get to that one right now. Primero, first of all, let me see Spanish. Let me get this. Primero, let's see where, de dónde viene, where these images, where these statues come from. De dónde viene esto? Where does this come from? Where does the idea of making these statues, of making these things come from? Do you have that?
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12.
Okay, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. La sabiduría de Salomón. I'm going to try that. Give me 1
If
second.
you type in Apocrypha in Spanish, it should come up.
La subida del rey Salomón. Okay.
Hey, Malama, you got the Apocrypha in Spanish?
So I could find it for you though. Actually, damn.
If
Okay,
I could,
I
I'd
got it.
want.
Okay,
Oh, you got
I
it.
got it already. Yeah, I found it. Oh wow, man. Oh no, that's not it. Wow. Well, this was hard to find in Spanish.
If I could, I'd want. Another thing too that these wicked as religions is that it's such a hustle, man. How much money they're making off of these idols, off this religion.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and Dia de los Muertos is identical to Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Dia de los Muertos, a lot of them dress themselves in as skeletons or whatever. You know what I mean? Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, it's just a big hustle. Like you were saying earlier, like your boy, he was getting all these tickets. Right away, he want to go run to La Brujo so you can get a limpieza. That right there's gonna cost you money.
Now, lucky for me, Marky's not like that. He kind of knew, like he was like, "Oh hell no, I ain't trying to do that." But one of the guys told him, "Hey man, you should go for a limit." He was like, "Hell no, I ain't gonna do that." Because one thing about Mark, he pays attention to. That's the thing about us. We hear things when I tell him things, and we know what's right, so it comes to our mind right away. That's the way we are. But we got to hear it in order for us to go that way. Y lo que pasa es que la Iglesia Católica no nos está diciendo, and that's why we don't know these things. Tienes que entrar a la escuela israelita de conocimiento práctico universal para poder tener entendimiento verdadero de la Biblia. So go ahead, Lahab. I couldn't find la sabiduría de Salomón 14:15. Go ahead and read it.
Wisdom of Solomon 14
I'll
and
find
12.
it out once.
Okay.
You got Malama?
I'll find it right now, sir. Salagi. What is it? Wisdom of Solomon? What?
14 and 12.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
And we'll go ahead and begin right here. Go ahead, Lahab.
Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world. Sorry, this is it. 14. 12.
Let me see. It's
15.
14 and 15.
For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
And so, well, you know what, Lahab, you can break it down. I was gonna do it, but you can go ahead and break it down.
All right, let me go to this. We'll go to verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. So you understand what fornication is. Fornication is unlawful sex. But when you worship these idols, the Lord is looking at this as spiritual, not physical fornication, but spiritual fornication. Meaning you break the law when you worship these idols, right? You sin against the Lord you commit spiritual fornication when you worship these idols, right? And the invention of them, the corruption of life. The corruption of life, meaning this. What does corruption mean? Corruption is what's another word for corruption? Is to someone can pull it up. You mean like a synonym for corruption? It's like corruption, destruction, right? These idols are used against us. Destroyed, right? So these idols are used to destroy you. So another way they destroy us is that men make these idols so they can hustle you.
Right.
That's what the whole topic was today, which is these idols are being made so they can corrupt you, hustle you, right? So you get these idols, and someone is telling you that these idols are here to make you feel like this, or these idols are here so they can protect you from this. If you worship this idol, bad things won't happen to you. All the evil spirits go away from you. You understand? These idols are corrupted. These idols can't save you. You understand? And above everything else is that you sin against the Lord when you fear these idols or when you put your faith in these idols. You shouldn't put your faith in the idol. You should put your faith in the Most High. Put your faith in the Lord. Don't worship the creation, worship the Creator. That's what the scripture says. Right. You understand? And you're supposed to worship and serve the Lord and fear the Lord. Because the Lord can destroy these dumb idols. And you know who else he can destroy? He can destroy your dumb ass too. You understand? So excuse my language. But the Lord can do both. He'll destroy this idol and destroy you too. So it's best that our people, Latinos, Mexicans, and Central South Americans serve the Lord. You understand? Don't put your fear in La Santa Muerte. Don't put your fear in the white Jesus or Virgen Guadalupe. Put your fear in the Lord. Right. You understand? Where else are we at? For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it on that scripture. Unless you want to say something on that, because I got it.
Well, I think that we're getting to the point where what happened with us, right? With this Día de los Muertos, lo que pasó con nosotros, como dice el libro. Did you find that?
Yeah, I found it in Spanish, sir.
Ok, vamos a decirlo el mismo capítulo en español para que entiendan lo que estamos hablando. Y lo que estamos hablando es de dónde empezó esta tradición, de dónde viene de ponerle un altar a tu hijo muerto o de estarle poniendo comida, y cómo empezó esta tradición del Día de los Muertos, cómo es que empezó esto de hacer altares, cómo es que empezó a darle dedicación a la gente muerta, si esto antes no existía y no está en la Biblia. Pero ¿de dónde viene? Tiene que surgir de algún lado, y ahorita la Biblia nos va a decir de dónde vino y de dónde surgió esta tradición que ahora nosotros los mexicanos la tenemos bien apegada a nosotros, y sin falta le damos homenaje a los muertos. Estamos en error, pero vamos a la Biblia para que nos dé entendimiento de dónde es donde empezó esto. Coge, Malakma, vamos a la Biblia.
El libro de sabiduría de Salomón, capítulo 14, verso 12. Porque él engañó de los ídolos, fue el principio de la fornicación espiritual. Y
entonces, permíteme, Malakma, vamos a hacer esta parte primero. La fornicación espiritual, sabemos lo que es fornicación. Fornicación es algo que haces tú con una mujer o otra persona que no es tuya, y estás fornicando, tomando algo que no es tuya. Dios está diciendo que cuando tú amas a imágenes o a estatuas o algo más que no es Él, estás cometiendo tú fornicación espiritual. O sea, tú estás engañando a tu Dios que te dio vida y que te ama, y ahora tú estás fornicándote con otros imágenes, otros dioses, y eso es traicionar a Dios. Tú estás cometiendo fornicación espiritual. Go ahead, Malakma. Salakia, a little bit at a time.
Come on, sir. No sweat. Y la influencia de ellos.
Entonces, ellos lo que están haciendo, estas estatuas, te están influyendo, te están dando ideas, te están dando sentimientos que no son verdaderos. Es una influencia, alguien te puede influir, tus amigos te influyen a que salgas a tomar, a que salgas a andar de cabrón, a que andes de marihuano, malas influencias. Es lo mismo que hacen estas estatuas, estos monos, estas imágenes, malas influencias. Go ahead, Malak Masalakia.
La corrupción de la vida.
O la corrupción de la vida. Fíjate lo que dice la Biblia. Dice, esa es una corrupción. Go ahead, Malak.
Verso 13. Porque ni eran desde el principio, ni serán para siempre.
Go ahead.
Porque por la vanagloria de los hombres entraron en el mundo y por tanto pronto llegarán su fin.
Go ahead, continue.
Verso 15. Porque un padre afligido con luto intempestivo, habiendo hecho una imagen de su hijo, antes quitado, ahora la honra como a un Dios.
Y ahí está la frase. Read it one more time from that point. Despacito, léela una vez más.
Porque un padre afligido con luto intempestivo, habiendo hecho una imagen de su hijo antes quitado, ahora la honra como a un Dios.
Y aquí es donde estás viendo a un hombre, se le murió un hijo y él lo honró como si fuera un Dios. Cuando tú pones un altar, ¿a quién se le hacen altares? A los dioses se les hacen altares. Y este hombre, en un tiempo pasado bíblico, a este hombre se le murió su hijo. Y lo que él hizo, él puso una imagen de su hijo y le hizo un altar y le daba homenaje a su hijo, porque él no podía soltar la muerte de su hijo. Entonces lo que él hizo, lo reemplazó en su vida con una imagen y lo honraba a esta imagen. Go ahead, Malagman.
Que entonces era un hombre muerto y entrega a los que estaban debajo de él ceremonias y sacrificios.
Fíjate, entonces lo que hizo este hombre a su hijo muerto es que hizo que toda la gente abajo de él, porque este era un rey al que se le murió su hijo, y este rey tenía un reino y causó que toda la gente le hiciera homenaje a su hijo. Entonces toda la gente hacía esto mismo, toda la gente hacía altares al hijo de este hombre y lo seguían viendo como si estuviera vivo, aunque el hombre estaba muerto. Continue, Malagman.
Así, con el transcurso del tiempo, se fortaleció una costumbre mala, se mantuvo como una ley, y las imágenes talladas fueron adoradas por los mandamientos de los reyes.
Y aquí está, por lo que tú, raza mexicana, por lo que tú, raza latina, sigues haciendo esto que hizo ese rey. De aquí viene esta costumbre, una costumbre católica, porque este rey no era, ¿verdad? Este rey obviamente no adoraba a Dios, él adoraba a su hijo, y nosotros estamos llevando esta misma costumbre. Año tras año tras año, tú estás dándole homenaje a lo que este rey puso a que tú hicieras, y eso era hacerle altares a los muertos, honrar a los muertos, pensar que los muertos te escuchan, estarles dando vida a alguien que está muerto. Este hombre ya no existe. Tu hijo que se murió, nada lo va a traer para atrás. No hay suficientes velas para alumbrarle el camino al espíritu de tu hijo que ahora ya no existe. No hay suficientes velas para alumbrarle el camino a tu padre o a tu madre o a tu hija o a tu sobrino o a tu ser querido que le alumbre el camino hacia la vida. Esa persona ya no existe, esa persona está muerta, esa persona ya no va a regresar y no importa lo que tú hagas, ese espíritu, esa persona, esa vida nunca va a regresar. Es el fin y ya no va a haber nada. Ya no hay plática, ya no hay tiempo con esa persona. Aprovecha tu tiempo con los que están contigo. Aprovecha los momentos con quien tienes a un lado. Ama a tu gente, ama a tus hermanos, a tus hermanas, a tu pueblo, los morenos, los mexicanos, los indios nativos, que son tu gente, que son tu pueblo. ¿Qué estás peleando con tu hermano? ¿Qué estás matando a tu gente? Eso no tiene resolución. Eso no hay nada, nada en eso. Y tú le estás dando honra a la Santa Muerte, Santo Niño de Antoche, a la Virgen María, a la Virgen de esto, a la Virgen de este otro, y ellos no te responden de ninguna manera, no te escuchan. Son ojos que no ven, son oídos que no escuchan, son corazones que no sienten. Son monos de cero y de piedra y de barro y no tienen ningún sentido. El que tiene sentido es Dios. Él sí te escucha, Él sí nos oye, Él sí nos busca y nosotros le estamos dando nuestro amor a alguien más. Y aparte, estamos encelando a nuestro Dios y estamos cometiendo, ¿qué dijo? Estamos cometiendo fornicación espiritual con estos monos. Este diciembre y este noviembre, el Día de los Muertos, y este diciembre, el día de Navidad, que tú vayas y pongas tu, ¿cómo se llama eso que ponen? La natividad, right? Natividad. Cuando tú pongas tu natividad, recuerda que estás cometiendo fornicación contra Dios. Go ahead, Ayar.
Concert, and the one thing I noticed too, I don't know if this is all families, but from what I witnessed is that these altars are all year long. As soon as that candle burns out, they're replacing with another one. These altars are in your house all day, 24/7. But they do celebrations on Dia de los Muertos. But from what I've seen, these altars are up 24/7.
Right.
Si puedo, I don't want. Si puedo, ¿verdad? Es una razón por qué la Biblia dice que el Dios que servimos nosotros es el Dios de los vivos y no el Dios de los muertos.
Right. Es el Dios, nuestro Dios es un Dios de los vivos, no un Dios de los muertos. Ours is a living God, not the God of the dead. The Africans have the God of the dead. The Egyptians have the God of the dead. We don't have gods of dead. We have the living God.
And if I could, there ain't no such thing as Santa, which means holy, and then muerte, which means death. You can't have both. You know what I mean? It's either you're hot or you're cold. You can't be lukewarm. You can't be Santa and then be muerte at the same damn time. They don't even go together.
Right. You can't have both. No puede ver de los dos. O amas a Dios o amas a los muertos. No puedes tener a los dos. Y eso es lo que dice la Biblia. Here comes the day of the dead. Ahí viene el Día de los Muertos. Y la gente va a salir a celebrar el Día de los Muertos. People are going to go out, man. What is that, November? Man, you go to a Mexican neighborhood and it's going to be on and cracking. You know, nowadays, it's not only the Mexican people, it's the beer companies. It's the McDonald's. It's Disney, right? Disney has, what is that?
Everything.
Coco, the water. They got Coco, you know, and they're bringing in people because, they love Coco. Mexicans are now like, wow, we made it. Mexicans in LA are talking about, we made it to Disneyland because they got Coco there now. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Now they're thinking Mexicans are proud now because they finally honored Mexicans at Disney because they have Coco. But let me tell you what Disney did. They sell. If you go to Disneyland, now I don't know, right? But you know, you go to Disneyland, and this is what you're gonna see. But Disneyland, in conjunction with Coco and this whole Dia de los Muertos celebration, they now sell conchas at Disneyland. Did you know that, Malagma?
Like, I didn't know that. Shoot,
Yeah, now you can go to Disneyland and they sell conchas, but there's a catch. They're not called conchas. They decided to take the name and because it was too Mexican, and they call them shells.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So they decided they're
instead
going
of
to take
calling it a burrito, they're calling it a wrap.
Exactly. And yeah. And they call it a shell. Now you can buy shells at Disney, but they're really called conchas. But this is what you're going to see on the streets of East LA. This is what you're going to see in Mexico. This is what you're going to see right here. You're going to see the celebration of the Day of the Dead. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? That's a shame, man, because we should not be celebrating the dead at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
That is not of ours. That is not something that we should be involved with. We're already lost. Go ahead,
if I could too, one thing that all these wicked ass holidays got in common is that it's not all raza making the money, it's these heathens.
Right.
I mean, these are all pagan holidays. Voodoo is heathen. Santeria is heathen. Halloween is heathen. They're still making money off our people, man. We are the biggest consumers. We have the biggest zeal to this wickedness. You know what I mean? We're just, I don't know what it is. We're distorted from lack of knowledge. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, at one point, I remember me growing up is like, once you reach that teenage age, it's like, oh, Halloween ain't cool no more. Like dressing up ain't cool no more. That's childish. But right now, the biggest consumers, the ones who really celebrating and trick-or-treating, is grown adults. Adults are the biggest buyers. They're the ones really turning up on these wicked ass holidays. I think there's even proof that the people spending the most money are these adult costumes. And a lot of these adult costumes, I mean, when it comes down to Halloween, man, it gives every woman, every man to become a hoe. It's a day where you can actually become a hoe and not be judged. So they're saying.
Right.
Right. You can be a accepted whore.
Yeah, you'll be accepted as a whore.
Acceptable whore. Yeah. And like I said, you know, these celebrations, Dia de los Muertos, ¿verdad? Es lo mismo que la santería. It's the same thing. You know, it's a ritual, like we just read in the Bible, the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Es un ritual. It's a ritual, and it has everything to do with santería. If you go to a santero's house, you're going to see the same thing as like what you see in the Catholic Church. Cuando tú vas con un santero, tiene lo mismo que la Iglesia Católica, you know?
Right.
Tiene lo mismo que hacen el Día de los Muertos. No hay diferencia. Nomás es la única diferencia que se llama diferente. Right. Es lo único. Pero si tú miras una foto de lo que es la brujería, you're going to see this. Y si miras bien, son santos, ¿verdad? Son velas, tienen comida, ¿verdad? Estás viendo la comida, estás viendo los santos, estás viendo a las vírgenes, ¿verdad? Santa Lourdes, San Martín de Porres, all these things are all the same. Y todo tiene que ver con lo mismo. Día de los Muertos is a type of santería, honoring dead. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure the Bible tells us we should have nothing to do with the dead.
Right.
This is what we see. And you know, in New Orleans, they do the same shit. ¿Verdad? They got this thing everywhere. It's nothing new. It's not Mexican to be that, right? That's not what it is. No tiene nada que ver con nuestra gente. No tiene nada que ver con nuestra raza. You know, you know, estás viendo que, you know, en en las iglesias y todo, que echan el humo, ¿verdad? El sage, what is it called? El sage, right?
The sage.
I can't think of it. What is it called? Pero ¿sabes qué? Son las limpias. And these are the people that do la limpia. Nuestra propia gente perdidas en la ignorancia de las iglesias católicas y perdidas en la ignorancia de las mentiras de lo que nos dicen y de cómo vamos in the lies of the Catholic Church and all this, and it's all the same. It's santería. It's witchcraft. And how do we know? Because the Bible tells us so. Go ahead, Malakma.
Si puedo, Arma, me acuerdo que cuando yo estuve en el mundo, ¿verdad? Me hicieron una limpieza, un quiché, y el próximo día, ¿verdad? Mi carro se arruina.
Es que no le dieron limpieza a tu carro, güey.
Yeah. Le faltó un tuna.
Le faltó, no, es que te dices una limpieza tú, pero se te olvidó ir al car wash. Right? I should have taken the car wash.
Right. No, so, and like one thing too is like, depending of your problem, like the Brujo will be telling you, oh man, you got something heavy, like he's like, I could fix it, but it's gonna cost you a little bit more money because I don't have to get a little bit more deeper into this ritual. So you're gonna have to buy this, you have to pay me this much, and then come back next week so we can carry on. It's just a big hustle. It's a waste of money.
Ahí se lo van a mandar al Walter Mercado.
Ándale, right. Ya otro estafador, pura gente estafadora. Pero si miras la Santa Muerte, ¿verdad? La santería, la Iglesia Católica, mira, estás viendo la Santa Muerte, tiene una bolsa de dinero, ¿verdad? Tiene los muertos abajo de él, ¿verdad? Y luego, mira,
they have the chakras right there, other one. They got the chakras.
Ahí están las chakras, ¿verdad? Y luego, ¿qué tienes ahí? Ahí tienes una palomita, la Iglesia Católica, mira, la cruz, ¿verdad?
Imagínate eso.
Y esas son imágenes verdaderas que se usan en nuestra gente, en nuestro ambiente, para la gente mexicana, y es una tristeza. Nosotros no venimos a criticar a la gente mexicana, ¿verdad? Nosotros no venimos a echarle mal a nuestra gente mexicana. Venimos a criticar las mentiras que la Iglesia Católica ha imprimido en nuestras generaciones. A eso venimos. No venimos a nuestra gente. No vengo a decirte que los traficantes, o no vengo a decirte que las abuelas o que los que van a la iglesia. No, mi gente está perdida por la culpa de las iglesias cristianas y católicas. Ellos tienen la culpa que nuestra gente esté perdida. Lo que nosotros queremos es que nuestra gente regrese una vez más y seamos el pueblo que Dios eligió para ser los herederos de su nuevo reino. A eso no venimos nosotros. Nosotros somos los que venimos a decirte, retírate de todo esto que es dañino para tu gente, para tus descendientes, para tus hijos y para tus hijas. Y es tiempo que despertemos para que podamos nosotros una vez regresar a Dios. So, in a whole, we're not here to criticize our Latin people, Mexican or Latin American people. We're not coming to draw with them or the cartels or the raza, our homeboys, our cholos, or whatever you want to call them. No, we ain't after you. We after the lies that the Catholic Church and the Christian Church has embedded into our generations and have caused us to lose our true path as those that are the children of the Most High, who have been chosen, that we're going to be the ones to inherit the kingdom. And we're here to help to get us all back on track and serve the Lord, that we might all be able to prosper, right, in the kingdom. That's what we're here for. That's why we come forward to speak about this. So we're already 1:30 in, but let's start off with Malakma. Malakma, go ahead, man. Run down the show a little bit before we get out of here.
Want to say, like, of course, to my raza, right? Like, as you see, we're showing you in the Bible where the origin of Dia de los Muertos comes from. And we're also breaking down how that's not our culture. That's not our cultura, as a lot of y'all want to believe. Like, even the fact that it's got the chakras in it. Chakras come from, so like, sir, am I correct in saying this? Like, comes from the East Indians, right? Like the whole the chakras and all that.
Absolutely.
Hinduism, whatever the religions are called, they're the ones that got the multiple gods and all that stuff, So I mean, is it a coincidence that we have these saints and now we want to they also believe something about the dead, right? They believe their dead loved ones come back as cows. I mean, so we're over here. So it's like like we serve a God, a living God. You know what I mean? We serve a living God. That's the God of the living and not the God of the dead. And it's like this. You think I'm trying to mock and erase indigenous identity when the only aspect we have of indigenous identity, right, is what the oppressor tells us it is. We believe it's Dia de los Muertos because that's what the oppressor tells us we serve and what we practice. You know what I mean? We also, you know what I mean? But to serve the Lord, to be in the truth, right? To be a Hebrew Israelite, as y'all have an issue with, is to love your carnal as yourself. You know what I mean? You rather believe in a chakra. You rather believe in a saint. You rather believe in crystals. You rather believe in sage than simply just loving your carnal as yourself. You know what I mean? It's that simple, man. Believing in the Creator is loving your carnal. Serving the Creator is loving your carnal. Loving the Creator is loving your carnal. You know what I mean? Because love is an action. It's keeping the commandments, which translates to brotherhood, which means you're not going to steal from that carnal. You're not going to plot on him. You're not going to tell lies about him. You're not going to spread rumors about him. You're not going to try and take his woman. You know what I mean? And a lot of y'all say you don't need a book to tell you any of that. A lot of y'all say you listen to the land. Well, you know why you listen to the land? Because the land doesn't tell you anything. The land doesn't tell you that it's wrong to get high. The land doesn't tell you that it's wrong to take another man's woman. That it's wrong to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Then you're wondering why you got diabetes and why your kidneys are failing. You know what I mean? But we're just bringing you the truth, man. We're just telling you what it is. You could either get with it or, go ahead and keep following. You keep believing in the chakras and lighting that sage. But when, Esau comes to get you, best believe that sage isn't going to save you. But with that, I'm going to give the floor to the next priest.
Go ahead, Ayar.
Yeah, if I could. Yeah, exactly what the other one was saying, man. We're not here to clown or mock you. We're just simply calling out the lies and bringing out the truth. And these aren't coming out of our own words or our own understanding. This is all coming from the scriptures, man. That's all it is. We're not trying to clown or disrespect, but we are going to give it to you raw, give it to you straight, give it to you one West. You know what I mean? That's one thing that we are going to do. You know what I mean? So I know that our people are heavily deceived by these oppressors, man. It's time to wake up. It's time to tighten up. It's time to get your boots on the ground. And that's if you give a damn about the raza. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, oh, vivo la raza, puro brown pride, but la neta, where you at? Because the real soldiers are right here. Right. The real people that give a damn about the people is right here. The one trying to make a difference is right here in ISUPK, man. So
that's right.
We're just simply telling you the truth, man, so you can actually wake up because it's time, raza. It's time. You know what I mean? It's time to wake up, man. It's time to make a difference. It's time to leave those old ways, man, because it ain't doing you any good. You know what I mean? It's going to take you to one place, man. That's muerte, death, period. You know what I mean? And we trying to give you life. You know what I mean? The brothers, if you want to see some true carnalismo, man, you want to witness some true carnalismo, not just talk to talk, but like the other one says, love is an action, brother. Love is an action, carnal. You know what I mean? So some real carnalismos is done right here, man, in the ISBK. So if you want to find some brotherhood, some carnalismo, some soldiers, some warriors, you're going to find it right here in the ISBK.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Couldn't have said it better myself. Man, you know what? Every Monday, we out here to spread this truth, to wake up our people. Once again, we're not here to burn our people. We're here to wake our people up. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? The truth hurts. I know how Raza is. Raza gets offended for everything, but they don't care about offending anybody else. You offending the Lord. You offending the Most High by doing this worshiping, by doing Dia de los Muertos, by doing Halloween, by doing Christmas, Santeria, Dia de los Muertos, and Halloween are all the same thing. You're worshiping the dead. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing there. You got statues, you got images. I'm gonna tell you something, man. According to the Bible, Latinos who have images of saints in their homes are committing spiritual fornication. According to the Bible, la neta. De acuerdo a la Biblia, la raza que tiene santos en su casa están cometiendo fornicación espiritual. And I'm not, those are not my words. Esas son palabras de la Biblia, no las mías. You got a problem with it? You should take it up with the God, with the Lord, with the Most High, with the Bible. We're here just to bring this message to let you know that you need to wake up and you need to get right. And you need to break this chain of ignorance that the Spaniards have given us. Because that's where it's really coming from. It's coming from your conquistador. It's coming from your oppressor, from your oppressor. It's coming from those that have destroyed your country, destroyed your people, destroyed your heritage, destroyed your language, destroyed everything that makes you Mexican. And if you run around thinking, yeah, you know, I'm raza, I'm Mexican, viva la raza, viva this, but you still worship saints, you ain't Mexican, carnal. You still going to Catholic church, you lack being Mexican. You still over here with your cross and, you know, the pictures of a white Jesus and the Virgin White Mary and white this, white that, carnal. You're far from being raza, because the real raza, we brown, you know. And when I say brown, I don't mean skin color, I mean raza mexicana. You know what I'm saying? And we need, and one thing we need to do is stop killing each other and stop, you know, coming out at each other. You know what I'm saying? What we need to do is come into the ISUPK, la Escuela Realita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Aquí es donde vas a encontrar la verdad. Esto te va a enderezar. Raza mexicana, raza centroamericana, raza latinoamericana, ustedes son los verdaderos israelitas que están escritos en la Biblia. La Biblia solamente habla de Israel, no habla de nadie más. Y tú, mexicano, tú, centroamericano, tú, latinoamericano, tú eres esa gente y a ti te han contado mentiras. Y es tiempo de despertar. Así de fácil. Anyone else before we go?
Sir. Yeah, real quick. You know what I mean? You know, the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. And the true Jews, the real Israelites, is you, bro, man. It's you, Raza. It's you, homeboy. Straight up, you're the true Jews. So just tap into your cultura, man. Get with it.
God. Malagma, we out.
So, like, sir, if I could just add one last thing, let me say this.
Go ahead.
I made it in a TikTok video, but I want to say it at the end of this show, right? And I'm gonna push this, right, because it's a real issue between black and brown, right, going on out here. If you want to attack the raza, you want to attack so-called Hispanics, right, Mexicans, if you want to attack the ilotero, right, and you want to hate on the raza, you are fulfilling the lust of your father, the devil. You know what I mean? The white man is your daddy. You know what I mean? And that you know. And then if you want to hate on the Judites, on black people, you know what I mean, and want to be, you know, you call them, you know, terms that, you know, call them the, you know, I'll say that I gotta say the N-word because I don't know for you know, what is it, language purposes and whatnot, you know what I mean? If you want to call them that racial slur like the white man does, then the white man is your daddy. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm seeing a lot of lately. You didn't have these two situations, right, with the councilwoman, and it's a like, sir. I mean, maybe we can touch on it on another show, but you had those two situations, right, in San Francisco and in Los Angeles with Nudie, what's her name, Nudie Martinez, and now another sister right out there in the Bay Area. You know, one was making comments about the raza, the other one was making comments about black people. You know what I mean? And it just shows how destroyed we are for a lack of knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, we're too busy hating on one another, not realizing that the real enemy is preparing every day to go to war with you. You know what I mean? While y'all over here, you know, sweating Mexicans because, you know, they're taking your jobs as you believe, and then y'all, sweating, on black folk because they acting too hood and too, they supposedly robbing everybody. The white man is has his militias ready. They're practicing war tactics every day, man. There's a report that came out, that Vice News did about all these white nationalists that are being exposed. You know what I mean? That are training. They're out there right now as we speak, out there, doing war tactics, arming up. You know what I mean? You didn't have these attacks that happened. In Buffalo, in El Paso, and like Gilroy, so many cities that these white supremacists are going in and murdering black and brown people, man. So Raza and black folk, y'all gotta wake up, man. Wake up and realize that the black man is your brother, that the brown man is your brother, man. That we're the same people, man. And at the end of the day, man, what did Christ say? He said, to how many times are you supposed to forgive your brother? Into 70 times 70s, man. You know what I mean? Somebody has to be like, you know what, man? Like you're quick to forgive Esau. You should have no problem forgiving that black or brown man. You know what I mean? And Esau's murdering you way worse. It's doing way worse to us than what we do to each other. But with that, sir, you know what I mean? I will give the floor back, man. To whoever wants to.
If I could, real quick.
Go ahead.
Make sure everybody that's watching, man, make sure you give it a like, subscribe. You know what I mean? ISUPK Mexico. You know what I mean? La Pura Neta. Make sure you give a like, share it. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
Salak, y'all, if I could. Salak, sir, Salak. If I could, sir, real quick. This from Precinct Officer Karyash, right? He wanted me to bring out, shout out the clothing giveaway that they got going on, sir.
Okay.
I mean, so I was gonna try to get that flyer up real quick, but it's
got it.
It's on my messenger. Salakia. So it's called it's Operation Reservation. Let me see if I can send this to the messenger real quick. So we can bring it out real quick. I don't want, we want this push. Dang, it's a lot. That slipped my mind, sir.
No sweat. If now we could always post it. Make sure we post it on our sites, our Facebook. Make sure that you send it to us so we can post it up too. You know what I mean?
So I got it right here. So if I could, sir, it's gonna take place November 18th. At between the hours of 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Location, the Menominee Reservation, West 2818 Barrington Road, Kashina, Wisconsin. What is the zip code? 54135. Any questions concerning donations or the event, please contact area code 708-566-7484. Or you can also, this is the clothing giveaway for ISUPK reservations.
When?
So this is going on November 18th, 2022.
Okay, no sweat. So we got enough time to kind of post it up on our next show, be pushing it. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
So we got enough time to be pushing and make sure we get the flyer and everything so we can make it work. You know what I mean?
Come on. I got the flyer right here. I don't want
so we can make it visual. Yeah, but no sweat. I mean, for the next week, we'll make sure that we stay on top of it and we put it up. Okay, Malagma, like that, I can put it at the bottom with the words and we can run it throughout the whole show so people can see it. That's what we'll do.
Sir.
All right.
I got okay, come on, sir. No sweat. I got I put it in the group chat.
And for meanwhile, we'll make sure that we put everything else. All right. With that, I want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget, like my brother Ayar said, share the show, comment, post it, like it, reshare it as much as possible. We want to thank everybody for watching. Tawada for tuning in. This is ISUPK Mexico's very own La Neta every Monday. With that, Shalom Israel.
Shalom, Rasa.
Tawada for watching.